I will be close I hope they don't expect us to.
I've been hit by a bus. I did a test today and I still have the pneumonia.
Oh my God.
It's not as bad, but I still have it.
That's not good for your heart. Do they have some kind of medication that you can take or something?
Absolutely.
Well, they put me on an antibiotic, but they don't want to keep me on the antibiotic because the antibiotic messes with the blood thinner. And the last time I was in, my blood number was 5.0.
How many times?
And higher.
Okay.
So they don't want to put me on that. They don't want to put me on the IV stuff because then I retain fluid.
Yeah, that's not good either because it's fed around your
So
heart.
it's, how do you fix one problem without
Hurting
creating
something else.
6 other problems?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
That's fine.
I think you're hungry today.
I'm just not getting
Give me some pain. I was pregnant, I'm gonna take the pain stuff away. And I'm like, oh
But
shit.
then that usually sits there and like somebody stuff to give me, but then that makes me uneasy.
1 minute.
Yeah,
So.
your mind makes me hyper. Yep. I'm a little shaky. Yeah, mine does too.
Okay, we do the pledge, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, call the meeting to order and do a roll call, please.
Trustee Lopez? Here. Trustee McMahon?
Here.
Trustee Lacewell?
Here.
President Bang?
Higher.
Trustee Agee?
Here.
Trustee Wolford? Here. Trustee Pennell?
Here.
Tom Green?
Okay, we have a quorum, so let's get going. And I have a motion to approve the agenda.
I'll make a motion.
And I have a second.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Okay, next motion to approve the minutes. These are the business meeting from October 28th.
I'll make a motion.
Can I have a second?
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Okay, let's do the bills. They're pretty good this month. Sewer testing, 146, sewer, water testing, 100, surf internet, 167.74, Strand and Associates, 579.63, and 1107.71, Nicor, 6150, 166.46, 55.19, 3020, ComEd, I'm sorry, that's ComEd, 3020, ComEd, 79.65, 153.79, 1847.68, 959.41, and 75.92. Ace Hardware, 16.99. Hawkins for Chemicals, 722.34, and fire extinguisher testing, 478. The total is 67.48.13, of which 25.86.33 will come out of the general fund, and 41.61.80 will come out of water and sewer. Any questions or comments? Can I have a motion to approve the bills?
I'll make a motion.
Can I have a second?
I'll second it.
Can I have a roll call, please?
Trustee McMahon?
Aye.
Trustee Lacewell?
Aye.
President Bang?
Aye.
Trustee Agee?
Aye.
Trustee Wolford?
Aye.
Trustee Pennell?
Aye.
Trustee
Okay.
Lopez?
Aye.
My motion passes. Public comments, we have any public comments? Yes.
I do. So I have some questions about the playgrounds. Do you want me to talk about that now or at the playground spot?
No, you can ask your questions,
Oh,
okay?
Okay, so first I want you guys to know, I think it's a great idea, personally. We don't have a public playground for the kids here in town, and for the parents to take their kids, grandkids, or whatever, so I think it's a great idea, just to be clear about that. The one issue I have is the location.
Okay.
The location is not the greatest, right? And so I think, we're looking to invest quite a bit in this and over time, hopefully expand it, is my hope, right? So over the years, get more equipment, whatever, benches, pavilion, whatever. So I think that's great, but I hate to have it in a bad location. Everything's about location. And we do have a lot of empty lots in town, especially up in the subdivision. Why the subdivision, years ago, they should have been made to do some green space. They weren't. So, can we table maybe purchasing until you guys can have the chance to look at alternative
Okay.
locations for this?
First of all, as you know, the first place I went to was the Conservation District to try to put it by the bike path. They don't want anything to do with it. So this piece of property we own, okay, so we don't have to spend any money on it. Let me finish. I've also was requested and have sent a letter to the church, the Lutheran Church, about their property on Ogden Street, all right? I talked to Shirley Anderson about it in person, and the first question was, are you interested in purchasing it? And my answer was, it depends on how much you want for it. So that is a possibility, but their council only meets like once a month, and I just talked to her last week, so I don't even know if they meet in December because of Christmas, but she'll get back to me, and I told her I'm willing to come to the council meeting and talk to them about it. What I proposed was the same thing I proposed for the Conservation District. We'll put in the equipment, we'll maintain it, we'll insure it, we'll take care of the whole thing. Just either lease us the property for a 30-year period for a reasonable amount of money, or if you want to sell it to us, sell it to us. So that's an option that I'm still exploring. The other thing about this piece of property is a lot of people are concerned about surface manufacturing. The fact is that's a solid wall. There are no doors, there are no windows, there are no entries to that building at all. It's a plating company. They don't make noise, okay? Their exhaust from the building is monitored by the EPA. They have to have a clean air permit to operate, okay? So that's all being monitored, so there is no safety issue there. My intent was to fence it in, all right, and put an entrance to it so that we don't have to worry about any kids running out into 173 or anything like that. And, it was gonna be at the back end towards the entrance to Surface at that corner of 4th and Ogden Street. It's got that big evergreen tree there, which is gonna block it, all right? And we'll put a fence up. And then we'll fence it in around it where the playground is gonna be, so you don't have to worry. And then in front of that is where I wanted to put some benches and some picnic tables. There's already a grill there on the premises, all right? But this was a double-edged sword for me. Not only was I going to try to put together a recreational facility for the kids in town, but also try to enhance downtown so that we can get some people downtown, so that we can fill in some of these storefronts that we have. They're the same as anything else. If they're not used, they're gonna go away eventually. They just can't stand there forever. They need to be used. In order to be used, they need traffic. And in order to have traffic, we gotta have somebody draws there, so.
But currently, downtown businesses are all, other than the pizza parlor, they're all 21 plus.
I understand that.
And
that's
this
because
location also backs right up to
that's because of the
Bar
nature of the
Morel.
situation, okay?
And I don't think that's an optimal location for
Okay,
the kids.
well, we're looking at others. The problem is
That's what I'm
that the
asking,
cost
is
of a
just to look
vacant,
at
then we have people
locations.
in the subdivision who don't want a playground next to their house, okay? So there's arguments on both sides all over the place, depending on what it is we try to do. So we're gonna try to come to the best accommodation that we can for everybody, okay? And whatever that is, we're yet to see what the outcome is gonna be, but yeah, I'm trying all avenues at this point to do this, so that's an option, and so was the church property, and maybe if we have to buy a couple of vacant lots in the subdivision to do it, that's an option too. We'll have to look at, but
Yeah, it's an
try to take
investment.
this one step at a time, okay?
Yep.
And
So
it's
will
your
we-
legacy too.
Will we, yeah, and I want you guys to have a good legacy. I used to be a board member long ago, and it's always nice to be on the board when you've done something great, right? And I want this to be great. I don't want it to be something just thrown downtown and then, what happens when a kid, bounces a ball off something and it hits somebody's windshield on the
Well,
highway
not-
and they
yeah,
crash
that's
into
it.
somebody.
Okay.
Now we've got that liability also.
Yeah, it wasn't meant to be a park, it's meant to be a playground, so.
Yeah.
okay.
But you
I
can't
know,
control
I know.
that though, you know?
Right.
We're trying to do,
Throw balls
I know.
and-
Trying to make sure it's on the south side because everything else is on
Yeah.
the north, so we want, so the kids
Well,
want to
and-
cross, yeah.
Something should be on the south side.
Yes, I agree.
And totally, for for this whole project, don't get me
Right.
wrong.
No.
And I'm all for investing in it. If we need to buy
Yeah, we're already
property,
saying
buy
that we gotta
property.
spend
It's
money,
still an
right?
investment.
Right,
You're not
yeah.
gonna lose money on property.
No,
Yeah.
no.
But just get it in a safe location. That's, you know, we also have other locations. There's a corner of Third and Ogden, right? There's a
Third
big
and
empty
Ogden.
lot there.
Okay.
Yeah. You know.
I think that's privately owned, is it not?
It is, but she's passed away. I don't know, the family, you could
Yeah.
maybe see if they're
Oh.
looking to
Okay, all right, I
do
didn't know.
something with
So,
that
yeah,
property.
And
This is why-
On that curb area, I don't think they're gonna.
this is
go
why
by-
I invite people to let me know what's
Right,
going.
right, and that's
you
why
know.
I'm here. Like,
Okay.
I'm here to support you guys, I'm not here for any other reason,
Okay,
okay?
all
Just
right.
want to be clear.
Okay.
That's how I am.
All right,
So I want you guys to have a good legacy. I want you to have a good project here.
okay.
And
Yeah, I
so,
want to too.
Are you,
okay?
are you looking to, so my question is, tonight I'm not sure what the playground means. Are you guys voting on playground equipment tonight? Or
No,
what
we
does
were
that
just,
mean
I just
here?
want to let everybody know the status of where I'm
Okay.
at,
Okay.
which I just covered with you, but I'll do it again when I get to the line item,
Okay.
okay? But yeah, we have, we got a ways to go. None of this is gonna happen overnight, so, you know,
I'm
we
happy
want
to
to,
hear
we
it.
want to do this right. I want this to take our time and we buy the right equipment and put it in the right locations and all that good stuff,
Yeah.
so.
And that may take a little extra money too, to make
Yeah.
sure, you know, weigh the odds and evens,
Yep.
used or new. We
Yep.
knew we get a warranty.
Yeah, this'll be an evolution,
You
not a revolution, okay?
Right,
So,
right. I
okay,
just wanted to make sure you guys were taking the time, given the time to
okay.
take a breath and make sure.
Yeah, hopefully we
it's
are,
on it.
okay, okay? All right,
Okay.
thank you.
Thank you.
All right, next,
Excuse me, I got a question too.
next is the,
Another question?
oh,
I just have a question. How much is this intergovernmental party gonna cost?
couple $100.
Okay.
It's cheap.
Because
What it always
I've heard
costs.
things online, I just wanna get the
No,
facts.
couple
That's why
$100.
we come, 'cause we want to have
Okay.
the
That's
facts.
fair.
Isn't that what we spent last year?
150.
150, something like that.
All right, that's fair.
Okay,
That's not
okay, all right. Anybody else? Okay, let's move on. Next on the list here is My Three Pups Food Raffle. We talked about doing away with the raffle section, and I was talking to Tom about it, and I asked him to expound on this and why we shouldn't do that.
Well, we can't, and I misunderstood. I thought we were just gonna modify the raffle section to provide some additional flexibility. In the end, a raffle is a gamble. It's gambling activity. It's regulated by the state. It has to be licensed. I think there was a comment at the last meeting that maybe there are some raffles that are happening at
There are.
current, at
Yeah,
certain
lots of
locations.
And we're gonna have to
And if
stop
they're not
that.
licensed, they're illegal. It's a Class C misdemeanor. They can only be operated under the statute by certain types of organizations, all relative to not-for-profit. Nonprofit, charitable, educational, religious, fraternal, veteran association, things like that. It can't be done, you can't have a raffle run by an individual or run by a business where they're doing a 50-50 and they give away half and then they just pocket the other half. That's not allowed, that's prohibited by the statute. So I have called into the county to talk about their ordinance. I've got a copy of their ordinance here. There is the possibility of eliminating our ordinance and turning it over to the county, but then they would regulate our community and how they do raffles. We could do slight modifications to our own raffle ordinance, but the point is, it's not as simple as eliminating our raffle ordinance and just letting people do any raffle they want, because it's illegal. It's illegal unless there's a license, unless they're a specific type of organization.
So if they're in church or the Lions Club or any of those things, it's fine, but
Yeah.
like at the bar or something, when they have.
They all have to have a
fundraiser, They have to
They
have,
shouldn't be doing it.
They shouldn't be doing it 'cause it's different.
50-50 at the raffle,
it's not a nonprofit.
right.
So in lieu of that, what we need to do is we need to revise this paragraph that says each license shall be valid for one raffle during a specified period not to exceed 1 year, because the food pantry wants to do one a month for 12 months. So that's not allowed here by our statute, by our code. So we need to revise that to allow that you can do a multiple raffles within a period of time with one permit.
Can
Okay.
we waive the permit fee for the nonprofits? If the board deems that's what they want to do?
I think the
Is that
statute,
acceptable?
I can look at that, I'm sorry. I'm over here.
Is that acceptable to waive
I
it
can
for
look at that. I think the
nonprofits?
statute has consistent with what the county does and what we already do, I think it has a $25 application fee identified in the statute. But I can check on that.
And we can waive that. Okay?
Oh, you can.
We don't, even if we put that in, that there's a $25 fee for a raffle, like at Stumble or something, but if it's a nonprofit, we can waive that. We've waived building fees and building permits and stuff like that for nonprofits because they're nonprofits.
Because I know
So,
sometimes they do like
Yeah.
things for
Right.
people
So-
that they've lost children or something,
Okay.
so you can waive it in
So
there.
I would like to make a motion to go ahead and revise this part of the code so that it reads that license will cover a number of raffles during a specified period not to exceed 1 year. So I would say 12 raffles, so that they can have one raffle a month. And they have to have them within 1 year, and then they gotta reapply. So that would be the max for me, okay? So if I can get somebody to make a motion so that we can get that ordinance written,
I'll make a motion to have that part added.
okay, can I have a second?
I'll second it.
All right, all in favor, or should I do a roll call? Let's do a
You can
roll
do
call.
all in favor because this is just. you're-
Just add
you're
to
con-
it.
You're confirming the board's acquiescence to the creation of, you can only
Okay.
change the ordinance
Right.
by an ordinance.
Okay.
This will actually happen
Right.
a month from now.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Okay, so we'll get an ordinance written. Mr. Green?
Yeah, and we're going to expand it to 12 per year.
Okay.
And do
Yeah.
we have to, okay, then for the puppy place to see if they can
Yeah,
do it?
we should send out some sort of a letter or a.
Yeah, we'll let everybody know.
Let everybody know
This
She
is the
you
way
wants
it's
to
gotta
do
be.
it right
Yeah.
away.
can't do a
Yeah.
raffle unless.
We'll make sure we
it's
do
by
that.
A license,
Okay.
and then you have to.
All right, next on the agenda is our garbage contract. We're gonna vote on this tonight, get it over with. Everybody's had copies of the contract, so I talked to Tom about how to do this, and what I wanna do is I'm gonna do a poll and ask everybody what their preference is, and then based on the majority, I will ask for a motion to approve that particular contract, and we'll go on from there. So, I think we're gonna start with Melissa.
LRS.
LRS, all right, then me, I'm LRS.
Can we have a little discussion?
Pardon?
Can we have a discussion?
I can't hear you.
Can we,
Have a discussion.
Oh, yeah, we can have a discussion, okay.
well, before we do all this voting and stuff, because there was a poll that was put out on the Village of Capron, or not the Village of Capron, but, What's Happening in Capron site, and then people did vote who they wanted. The residents voted who they wanted, okay?
But we don't know if all of them are.
We don't know if they all are residents, but there was a poll taken, okay? The poll was 68% of the people that voted for MDC. 31% voted for LRS. That tells me, that majority of the people like MDC. We
Okay,
are here for the people, not what we want. And I want to make sure that everybody is understanding too. With the MDC contract, you can put out extra bags every week outside your can, long as they don't exceed 50 pounds. You cannot do that with LRS.
oh, I think you can.
It says it in there.
No,
One bulk item.
the LRS is
No,
one,
she said- No, you said bulk items, she's talking about bags.
I'm talking about bags.
And I think-
Also-
I think it's unlimited.
It is unlimited
They will
trash.
not take anything outside of the container.
It says it in the.
This says
contract.
unlimited
Yeah.
household service.
Yep.
They don't have that.
They have been doing it.
No, they will not take anything. They
I'm
will
looking
not
at
take
it.
anything extra from my
Well,
house.
that's, yeah, I'm looking
That's
at it.
NBC's contract.
No, that's LRS.
It says unlimited household service, not $25.42.
I know they've taken anything I've ever put out.
They do not take anything extra on our street, on North Fifth Street. I can tell you that right now.
Well, then that's not per the contract. Now,
And,
that might have been the old contract, this is the new contract. And it
and,
says unlimited household service.
well, it needs to be clear. Did we got somebody from LRS here?
Couldn't make it.
That's why they were here for the previous visits, to have these
And
conversations.
just making sure that everybody also understands, you can put out an electronic item every week with MDC. You just have to call it in. It's not just 2 a year. If you have an electronic item, you just call it in, the supervisor has to go around with his pickup truck and pick it up to take care of it.
Okay,
I can also tell you that my personal preference, what has happened to me with LRS multiple times, when they empty my cans, they're not empty all the way, and they put them back. Sometimes they dump them over, and they're laying out in the street. Or for example, 2 weeks ago, my can got stuck on the truck, and I do have a video to prove this. The guy had to get out of his truck, he was angry he had to get out of his truck, climbed up there, got the can unstuck, and threw it to the ground, didn't even look to see if anybody else was looking, left it out in the street and took off. Now, if he's doing that, driving a big truck, that concerns me for the safety of other people in this village. And that's not just happened just one time. But we need to consider what the people want, what the people are asking for, and not what we personally want.
Okay, to kind of piggyback off of that, I understand that you want the residents' input and everything like that. However, the board also asked MDC regarding the contract, and we asked them 2 weeks ago, I believe Liz mentioned it, about problems in the contract that were not corrected, like the year service being for the entirety of the contract, and we asked them for a corrected one.
It wasn't no. I said that it was. They went from 26 to 30, 26 to 78, 29, 30. That's 5 years.
Right, but
They
it
just
said,
didn't put,
it said year one, but that was a correction that we had asked them to make. And
well, that was
it's,
just that last meeting. And I didn't think it was I didn't think it needed to be corrected.
You're always going to have corrections on a contract before you sign it. Doesn't matter what you're dealing with.
Yeah, it's still 5 years, whether they say January 1st of 2031 or
okay,
what.
can I finish my thought, please? We asked them after the October 14th meeting to get us something over. They got us just
You
the
should have
rates.
asked them before the 14th meeting.
Okay, I was out because
All
I
of you,
had
I
had
mean all of
surgery,
you.
so I was not here. Unfortunately, I couldn't ask that question.
First you bank.
And they got us over the rate sheet. And then it was supposed to be the increase for the CPI. I know there's a lot of people in town that are on a fixed income, and they need to know what those rate increases are so that they can budget. Then we got the contract, we didn't have a contract at that October meeting. Then we get the contract from them the day of our next meeting. Now here we are at the end of November. There were mistakes in this that weren't corrected. And
We couldn't vote on it last meeting anyway.
we had mentioned at the October 26th meeting, we were gonna vote at that meeting.
But then they came back and they said we couldn't
Tom
vote,
Gray
we
said
couldn't vote
this
anyway.
meeting, even though
Okay,
he knew we
um,
weren't gonna vote.
I don't want this to get out of hand.
Well, no, we need to stand up for the residents, and that's, if the residents, we need to think about what they want,
Yeah,
not
they put
always
on the
what we
poll.
want.
I understand what you're saying.
But again, Matt made a good point. A lot of people that were on that poll were people that aren't even from Cape
You don't
Breton.
know for
We
sure,
do, do we know that for a fact?
If you click on it, it counts your thing as a vote. And yes, I do know for a fact that there were a couple people on there that do not live in Capron that had voted for MDC
Okay, maybe
because
a
they
couple,
wanted to
there
see.
might have been a couple.
I just know when I had them, of course, I'm on Shell Street, and everybody forgets us. I've never had a problem with LRS, but MDC did forget me. I think at least once a month. I was always on the phone having to call and say, "You forgot me again," so they would come back. That was the only thing I didn't like. I was always having to call and say, it's
Well, I
up
can
there.
say, I use MDC at another property of mine, and I don't have a lick of issue with them. And if this goes in LRS's favor, I will cancel my garbage service and just haul all my garbage to my other property.
Okay, we've had our.
Everybody's allowed to do their
So-
own thing.
Melissa,
I vote LRS. I've
I
never had a
vote
problem
LRS.
with them.
Rachel,
LRS.
Linda,
LRS.
Glenn,
LRS.
Elizabeth,
MDC.
and Kim.
MDC,
All right, so, based on that, I want somebody to make a motion to approve the contract for LRS for garbage collection for the next 5 years.
I'll make a motion.
Can I have a second?
I'll second.
All right, can I have a roll call?
Sure. President Bink?
Aye.
Trustee AG?
Aye.
Trustee Wolford?
Aye.
Trustee Pennell?
Aye.
Trustee Lopez?
No.
Trustee McMahon?
no.
Trustee Lacewell?
Aye.
All right, by my count, it's 5-2, so I'll have the LRS contract signed tomorrow, okay? Moving on, Strand Engineering's contract is up with us for our municipal engineering services, and Ryan has been nice enough to come down here and go over this with you, and explain exactly what it entails, and what the services are that are offered for us. So with that, Ryan, I give you the floor.
Yeah, so this is two different contracts here. The first one is just the agreement for technical services. This isn't any scope of work at all right now. It's just a 10-year contract that says that if you want to do work with us, these are the terms and conditions that will be included in any task order of work that is going to get done. So this is almost identical to the exact same one we had last time, except for instead of any initial 2-year term, it is a 10-year term. That way we don't have to amend it. It does have, at any time, either party is able to terminate the contract. So that's the first contract. It just lets us work with the village. The second one is the on-call and engineering services task order. That would be the first task order as part of that agreement. And that's basically the exact same task order that we've had in the past, which says that you ask us to do work. We define a scope, we define a fee, we get approval in writing to do that work under that scope and fee, and then we do that work. So we don't just bill time and you're like, hey, what's this? Anytime we're billing to this on-call task order, it is work that has been approved by the village. So there's no, just by approving this, there's, this task order has a fee up to $15,000, but we don't spend any of that $15,000 until you tell us to. So.
Right, it's kind of like a line of credit, if you will, okay?
Yeah, and there'll be other task orders that likely come up that have specific scope and fee. Like once IDOT comes around and tells us they're ready for the 173 project, there'll be some water main design, and that'll be a specific task order scope and fee that will be done outside of the on-call. The on-call is really meant for smaller tasks that you don't want to spend either the time or the fee to develop a task order for a $300 task or whatever it is. Any general questions or specific questions, I guess?
Okay, nobody's got any questions? Okay, so, what I need you to do, is make a motion to approve both of these contracts. The one is a agreement for technical services, and the other is task order number 25-02.
I'll make a motion.
Can I have a second?
A second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed?
Do you want to do a roll call?
Yeah, I think you should.
We do a roll call? Okay, let's do a roll
Sorry,
call.
make sure.
Trustee Agee?
Aye.
Trustee Wolford?
Aye.
Trustee Pennell?
Aye.
Trustee Lopez?
Aye.
Trustee McMahon?
Aye.
Trustee Laisville?
Aye.
President Bing?
All right. Okay, next we're gonna come down to this issue we got with the lots of the subdivision, with Bush Farms wanting to farm the empty lots of the subdivision. I told him we would put this on the agenda and we can talk about this. This is something he did, he didn't come and ask any of us about it. He just assumed he could do it because he can do it in Boone County and he can do it in Belvedere. They have an agreement with him and they let him farm the empty lots that he has, the tracts that he has that are zoned R1. What it does is it allows him, as far as I know, as long as he's got a crop on it and nobody says anything, that he's gonna pay a lower tax rate because it's being used as Ag 1 instead of R1. That ultimately takes money out of the village's coffers, and I don't think it's fair to get away with that. And I don't particularly like the idea that there's a combine running next to them to a house on an empty lot. Okay, yeah, you got something to say?
What kind of chemicals are being put on that property as well?
Pardon?
Chemicals, what kind of chemicals, fertilizer, et cetera?
Well, everybody fertilizes
You know,
their
there's
lawn, so
well
that's
houses
not
out
the
there,
issue.
down
The issue to me is,
stream.
the issue to me is the proximity to the houses with that big piece of equipment. And I realize they got big tires on them, but that's a lot of weight rolling down our roads, and I just think it's not a safe situation. If he had a tract of land that had like 50 vacant lots on it or something, and they were all contiguous, then I could understand that, but not like we got 3 over here and 2 over there, and I just don't think it's I don't think it's the right thing to allow him to do, so, what I would like, yeah,
We can't burn in town because we have asthmatic people in town.
right, we can't burn in
Right.
town
We've seen the
either.
harvesting.
And that's pretty standard everywhere.
Lots of
so,
dust.
yeah.
Dust coming off
So-
of
And I
there.
think when you buy a house in a subdivision,
You don't
most
expect-
people are not planning on that happening right in their
Right,
subdivision.
absolutely.
So the bottom line is, we need to send this man a notice telling him that he's not allowed to do this.
Correct.
So I need a motion to approve,
I don't
Question.
know that you really even need a motion. I mean, I've talked to both Don, the father, and Mike, the son, and I said I would reach out to Boone County, and I have, and I've looked at their code, and I see where in their code it says that he can do that. It doesn't say it in our code.
No.
And I think I just probably need to let him know, I mean, what do you need? I mean, I'll send you a letter if you want.
Yeah.
I mean, I
He
needs to
probably.
well, that was the gist of this, we need to
Needs to
send
be
him a
sent a
letter.
formal notice though.
Saying not to do
That it's
it.
not
Yeah.
here. And then if he does do it again, I think
It'll
he
be
needs
fine.
to be
It's on
fined.
record.
What he, and I'm not, based on, I'll let him know, the sentiment of the board is, this would be a waste of time, but he could come in and ask for a special use
Yeah,
to be allowed.
yeah, and it will be a waste of time, but yeah, that's the way to do it, okay?
I'll tell him
Yeah,
that.
okay. All right, so you'll send him a notice on that?
I
Yeah,
think
All
the
right, thank
village
you.
should send him the
All right.
notice, not the attorney.
Next is well house number 1. I don't know how many of you saw me on the news today. I did not initiate the contact. Somebody else did, and then they contacted me and asked if they could interview me, and I said yes. So the bottom line is, nothing's changed. Craig Wilcox is still up on his hunting expedition, and I haven't had a chance to get with him to go through the building or anything, so I haven't made any decisions. I have no report to give anybody. I have no idea what he's going to tell me. Next week, I am scheduled for jury duty, so depending on whether I go or not, maybe we'll get together next week, but I'll try to get together before Christmas with him, so I can get back to you people with what he thinks we should or should not do with this building, all right?
So on that note, I did speak to a Marcy, I'm gonna butcher her name, Pershall. She is an agricultural historian for the University of Illinois. Luckily, she lives right in Poplar Grove.
Okay.
She is willing to work with us and help us save the building and get
Okay.
it on the historic site.
Okay, I'll tell you what, I don't want to put any village funds into this building, okay? But if we get a bunch of citizens together, or board members or whatever, to form some sort of a committee and raise funds to resurrect this building,
So
that's
there's
fine
other
with me,
ways of doing this too.
Okay,
There are people that donate.
Okay.
There's a list of volunteers that will help donate and stuff.
that would be fine.
But my other thing is, if we have $100,000 to spend on playground equipment, we have money to also put into this building.
But if we put money into a building that nobody wants,
The residents
But
want
see,
this building.
We have had many residents reach out. The board has at least 2 people that have emailed me.
yeah, two
I have people calling me and emailing me left and right.
Steve,
All I know is we did a poll on our water bills 2 years ago, asking people in this village
that was for a library.
if they wanted to put money into the building for a library, and they said no.
It wasn't if they wanted to put money into the building for the library. It was just if it wanted to be a library. There was
We
Right.
would have needed, we explained, we needed to put money into it to do that, and they didn't want to do it.
Well, I don't
And
think the
now- now we wanna-
residents-
Now we want to do a museum that nobody's going to go to.
You
How do
don't
you
know
know
that. So how do you know that? If you put that on the list of historic sites, people are gonna come and wanna see it. They're gonna stop. And what's gonna happen? when people do, especially with that bike trail, you want to use that bike trail all the time. Those people down that bike trail, they're going to stop, they're going to look at that. Then hopefully they're going to see some of our businesses downtown. Granted, we don't have a lot but bars and slots, but we do have Rosa's, we do have, hopefully some other stuff coming in. And that's going to also draw traffic to them. Then what we can eventually do, we can have a board, we can make Capron a historic district.
Have you been in that building?
Yes, we've been in that building.
Okay.
And I'd like to, and this lady would also like to come and visit the building too, because this is what she does for a living.
I want to tell you.
She saves and helps restore
I,
buildings.
I had a conversation with Gina DeRosa this morning, all right? And she said, I heard something about a museum. She said, I'm telling you that's a bad idea. She said, the reason I'm telling you it's a bad idea is because the Historical Museum in Belvedere is having problems keeping its doors open because nobody goes in it, and it is a taxing body. If you look at your real estate tax, let me finish.
But let me finish
If you look at your
too.
real estate taxes, all right, you look at the bill, you're gonna see a line item for the Boone County Historical Museum that everybody here pays taxes on every year, and they keep the doors open because nobody goes in there.
Well, and also, if you get the building put on the list of historic sites, you get a tax break and everything on that too.
You have to form a committee.
Not to get it on the list, if you want a district.
Right.
If you want a district, you have to.
If you guys want to get a bunch of people, a consortium together and form some sort of committee and get it approved so that you can make this a historical building, then go for it.
I think we will.
Okay?
I just got a
And then you
question.
can
I got one
probably
question.
then you can
got a
probably
question.
get grant money
One
and
question.
everything else. for it,
Absolutely you
okay?
can.
We can bring people here to look at our historic well house that's located next to our really cool bars and all this nifty stuff that you guys are complaining about for our park that you don't want located there. That doesn't make sense to me.
No, it's not that we don't
That
want
doesn't make sense to me.
park located there. We don't want the playground located there.
That's right.
They
can
can
still
come
have
to look at our really cool well house.
But see, it's not just a well house. That building is history.
What's
That
the
building-
history that I'm missing?
Those bricks
That's
were
what am I
also
missing?
manufactured here in
Then they
town.
should-
What am I
Taken
missing?
care of.
But we can't put a park there.
We didn't say we couldn't put a park.
We're saying a playground with the playground equipment.
We're talking
We
about
can't-
kids.
We can't put a playground there next to a bar, but it's okay to put a historic well house there.
Because it
Next
already-
to a bar.
It already exists.
The bar came after the historical.
Because it already
Right,
exists.
first of all,
That's the building.
What am I missing?
first of
I
all,
think it
let
hurts
me,
to let them
let me
explain this.
have a meeting with Craig and let him look at this building, and I'll let you know what he says about it.
Yeah.
I mean, he may come back and tell me, yeah, 15, 20 grand, we can put it back together, all right?
Right.
And then I wouldn't have a problem doing that, but hundreds of thousands of dollars, in my opinion, is not a good spending, that's not the good way to spend money.
But the
all right?
problem-
The problem is, go ahead, Rachel.
The problem is you've already got it in your head that this building is gonna cost too much money to restore.
That's right.
And you're not willing to listen to anybody else.
I can't
Yes.
listen to anybody else
Can I
till I
please
find out what the
finish?
condition is.
Can I please finish? Please quit cutting me off. Yes, I have 2 emails from residents, and you said, well, that's only 2. Yes, emails that I've received. Doesn't count the Facebook messages, doesn't count the people
Right.
that I've talked to in town.
That's right.
And
And then the petition that's even on social media that people are
Well, I tell you
signing.
what, we're sitting here talking about this, and I'm looking out there, and nobody's sitting out there.
But
Yeah,
let's be clear.
where's,
Okay, you board members, I'm gonna address you guys right now.
what am I
Steve, you can
missing?
relax. You board members are the ones that actually have the voting power.
That's right.
okay? Steve chooses to vote every time, but truly his vote is only for tie breaking.
Right.
Okay? Don't know if you're all aware of that. but
Yeah.
That is truly how you're governed, okay? So if you guys deem, the majority of you deem this is an important thing and your residents have spoken to you and you see viable ways to do things, if it is reasonable, I think he is saying, let's look at it. But he's also at the same time saying, you know, the board yourselves can't take this all on. You
Right.
guys have to have a committee. So it is gonna have to take some commitment from
Right.
the community also, not just to complain to you guys and say, I want this or want that, or don't want it.
Right.
Whichever way, you know, I'm neutral on it. But you guys need help. can't all be you either.
It's gotta make sense.
Right.
Folks step up and help.
It's not like you have to rush into it, maybe fix up the structure one
We're
year.
not rushing into it.
The
I
outside,
think they're just,
well, it
Steve's
sounds
just
like
saying,
you're
let's
maybe
see.
just.
All I
I
did,
think all he's
the
saying
reason
is,
I did this is
let's
if we're
see
gonna put
what the
a,
condition
if we're
is
gonna put a park
first.
there, this building is paramount because it's next to where kids are gonna be and it's in dangerous shape, all right?
Yeah.
If we weren't gonna put anything there, then the building was gonna continue to be ignored for the rest of whatever. All I'm doing is trying to point out is that we have a problem. And we need to do something about it, one way or the other. It just can't stay in the condition it's in.
You're right.
All right,
They're still
so
doing everything.
I need to find out exactly from our building inspector what he thinks of the project, okay?
And also,
Let me
they
get
work
that
with
first.
something else
You
too.
don't have to make
Because you
decisions.
don't know without having all the information,
That's
so until
right.
you can actually look at it, I agree.
I gave all you guys these pictures and everything because I know most of you have never been in there and you needed to see the condition of this building so we can make some intelligent decisions. We can't really do anything until I get Craig back here and I go through the building
That's
with him.
step one.
Okay.
Yeah, what it
As
was
long as
like.
you can
And
get
that's all I'm
structures
doing is
down.
just doing this a step at a time. I just needed to bring to people's attention that we need something done with this building. It just can't stand there.
Right.
It's in bad shape. okay?
Especially if we're gonna put a
Yeah,
playground
they can't
over
keep
there.
staying
In one
the way
year,
it
you
is.
can just
That's
focus
true.
on the structure
So-
and then from there, just step by step.
As far as the
Can be
well
done.
house goes and as far as the playground goes, these are long-term commitments. These are gonna take a while to get done. We're gonna do it the best way we can, whatever it happens to be, okay? And I'm gonna try to be as efficient with the money that we spend on any of this as I can, because I feel like that's the responsibility that we have, and I feel that we've done a pretty good job on that so far, and I wanna continue with that vein. But at the same time, I want to instill some village pride around here and make some improvements that people can actually see and use instead of all of it being underground and stuff. I mean, all that needs to be done, but nobody sees it, all right? Doesn't help the ambiance of the village, if you will, all right? And these are some of the things that I'm trying to do.
I did have a question. Is it off of any, none of this? Downtown, we have at least two buildings that I'm aware of. One is the old thrift store, and one is the other old resale shop. They sit vacant for years.
And the outside's
Do
getting bad.
we have an ordinance, or can we get one on the books that says after X amount of years, 5 years, a property cannot sit vacant without it being either attempted to be sold or a business put in it? Because our downtown looks bad.
I know, it looks horrible.
There's a
Yeah.
statute.
Well, the old Roxana building,
Yeah.
that needs a structural engineer on that. That's bad.
Is that
There's
the
no-
one- is
there's
that the
no-
white one?
Yeah, there's no floor left in there.
Which building?
Yeah,
So
that one next
Craig even
to,
said-
the one next to Sunrise?
Yeah.
Yeah, that building's in really bad shape.
So what can
'Cause
we do
that's the
as a
one the
village to
tattoo parlor
get
wanted.
the
Right,
owners
yeah.
of that property
Yeah.
to do, either tear
Right.
it down
Right, get the.
Well, I was gonna-
Actually do something.
fix it up.
'cause
I
they
was
own it.
gonna, my wife and I have had discussions about that particular building, okay? And these are things I wanna do, okay? And I felt like, in order to get the people that own the property downtown to fix everything up, I have to do that with the village too, all right? So that's why we've tried to do some work on Village Hall and get our roads paved and stuff like that, and put a park in, if you will, and all
Let's run that
that,
out.
to try to get some impetus here,
Yeah.
okay?
I know we took care of the south side really well.
Yeah,
I think everything's paved now, to my knowledge, that I can think of. But the north side, did we stop?
yeah, I paved all of North Street.
No, behind
The
the
bar
bar
is still-
needs done.
Oh, no,
There's another
you mean
street.
Who pays?
The
the alley?
And the other alley, there's homes on the
Give
other.
me some time.
Okay,
Okay.
I just wanted to make sure it's still in
Yeah,
the.
the other thing is that on this side of town, I'm sure it is on that side too, all the sidewalks need to be done. And the problem is when you use motor fund tax money, MFT money, and you pave streets, they want you to do the sidewalks too. So I've been in communication with Strand Engineering about getting some of the sidewalks are like this because the trees up and we gotta do something about it, and they're not ADA compliant and all that good stuff. So I wanted to do that this year, but, it's been a difficult proposition to get plans in place, et cetera, at a cost that I'm willing to pay, before I get a contractor out here to rip up and put in the new sidewalks. I was originally allocated 50 grand for that this year that we're not gonna spend, but I wanted to get those done before I went back and did some more paving work, all right, because one follows the other, as far as IDOT is concerned.
We have done a lot on the board this year, I feel, you know, we've accomplished a lot in the town, and,
You know, we're not done.
but
I
it
get MFT
takes
money
a while, you know,
every
you
month.
can't do it all in 1 year.
And we're replenishing our stock. We spend a lot of money on paving, and we're getting the money put back in it, but the sidewalks need to be done too. So I can only do one thing at a time, and I'm doing it the best I can. I felt like I wanted to work on the parts that needed to work the most, okay? I mean, there's a few places in the subdivision that could use it too, but they weren't as bad as the places over here. So, yeah, one thing at a time, okay?
That's why I was hoping the parsonage gets that, where the playground goes, because that is an ADA compliant sidewalk. So we could get,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know,
I get it,
people that.
okay.
That would be nice.
Okay, no more well house number one, okay? Solar on Earth agreement. We talked about this solar agreement becoming part of a solar farm, a community solar farm. This particular farm is gonna be down in, I think, Farm, Illinois, somewhere down south. So it's not even gonna be within our property, not even gonna be within our corporate limits or anywhere around here. It's not gonna cost us anything. It is strictly for the buildings that the village owns. It's gonna guarantee us a 20% reduction in the electric rates that are charged by Commonwealth Edison for the duration of the contract, and until the solar plant is decommissioned, if you will. Tom went through this, and he told me it's a win-win for the village. There's nothing that's gonna cost us anything. We're working with, you know, clean energy. We're reducing our carbon footprint, if you will, and we're saving the village a little bit of money every month. It's not a lot, but over 10, 15, 20 years, it's gonna add up to a bit of savings for the village. So my recommendation is we approve this contract with Solar on Earth. And are there any discussion? Anybody want to talk about it? Okay, can I have a motion to approve this?
I'll make a motion to approve it.
Can I have a second?
I'll second it.
Can I have a roll call, please?
Trustee Wolford?
Yes.
Trustee Pennell?
Aye.
Trustee Lopez?
No.
Trustee McMahon?
No.
Trustee Lacewell?
Aye.
President Bain?
Aye.
Trustee Agee?
No.
Okay. That was 4-3, so we will sign this contract. Next on here is our playground, which I just went over. I'm in contact with the Lutheran Church about their property on Ogden Street, and I'll let you know how that goes when I have further communication with them. And if the board is so willing, I will offer them a ability to purchase that property, depending on how much we get for it. We'll talk about that when the time comes, but I can make that offer to them, okay?
The plus of having the playground at that area, it would not need to be fenced.
Yes.
Or lit, because there's
Right.
streetlights right there.
Right.
And
I
it's
didn't hear
close
that.
It's close to the subdivision. She's saying it's got a lot of lights that are already there, so that's gonna help.
But also, it wouldn't need to be
I don't
fenced.
disagree that that's a better location,
No,
okay?
I think so.
Well,
too.
what I was gonna do, all right, my thought process on this was to put the playground where I wanna put it, and then I was gonna go to the church and ask them if we could put soccer goals up on that property for soccer fields, because most of the kids in this town play soccer, and they don't have any place to do it. So, I was gonna do that, but this works out, this works out, it'll work out fine, because we can still put a playground a part of it and some soccer goals on the other part of it. And I agree with you, I'm not arguing the point that this is a better location, all right? It's just that, one thing at a time, that's all there is to it. So I'll let you know what the church says, I'll let you know what Craig Wilcox says as soon as I get some information, okay? Next is the Intergovernmental Christmas Party. We elected to have this party on December 19th. I think at 6 o'clock, was that it?
Yeah, we could do 6.
Okay. So we need to do a budget for this, and I would recommend a budget of $200. So, any discussion?
I think it's wrong still.
I do. I mean, me personally, I would much rather see put $200, if that's what you want to do, into a Christmas decorating contest for the village, for the residents. You don't have like something kind of prize and stuff? And try to get people back to decorating and,
$5 off their water bill
or something, you know what I mean, you know? Me personally, that's what I would like to see.
So like light contest on their house, is that what you're
Yeah,
talking
and there's a lot of communities in smaller towns that still do that, you know, and a lot of people get involved and it just looks so festive. You know, I would like to see that. And then the
Can we do
other,
both?
the other thing I would also like to see is, we only have a Christmas budget of $250. You can't do much with $250. I'd like to, you know, maybe up your budget.
I think it's 350, isn't it?
I think it was $350.
Yeah.
But that was for fall and Christmas.
Right, but that's what I'm saying, you know, it'd be nice to get back to what Christmas in Capron used to look like and be.
Because
you
didn't they
know.
do, years ago, didn't they do a yard of the month or something?
We used to do yard of the month, we
Yeah.
used to have, correct me if I think we did the Christmas decorating contest back when maybe Doug was mayor.
I know Hermanson's got it a lot in the summer for every night shower.
I'd welcome it.
Somebody through there.
But,
I like the
Remember
idea.
this community, but I wasn't here forever.
yeah, but, I'd like to see that,
It's
you
a
know?
nice community thing to do.
We could do
Yes.
that. Why can't we do both of them?
Well, I mean, and that's up to you guys, you
Right,
know,
I
but I just
realize
wanted to bring that up, I mean, because the old Christmas in Capron, I mean, it was,
Okay, so
It
I'll
was
tell
a
you
big
what,
festival,
how much
kind of a
more
deal,
money do
you
you
know?
want to put into the Christmas budget?
So the Christmas in Capron is like one thing, and you're talking about something.
Yeah.
well, yeah, so Christmas in Capron used to be, I mean, that's back when the Legion was, you know, also being used
Yeah,
and
they had
stuff. They had
Santa there.
activities and plays and
Yeah.
stuff like that
Yeah.
the night before, and then the next day, it was like Mr., you know, Santa and Mrs. Claus would come, and then a couple of years, we had the wood carvers, and, I mean, we had
I'd like to see
activities,
that
we had the
better than-
reindeer, I mean,
No offense, in
the tree lighting and everything was always downtown, you know, by the,
I think they could.
I think there's plenty of money for.
Yeah, we're
small
always
party,
saying we
and-
got the money,
And
so.
the ideas you're coming up with, I think, are great. Anything that gets the community more involved.
yes.
Brightens up and
Okay,
brings people,
so-
shows off the community.
Let's vote to, give me a motion to spend $200 on a Christmas decoration. What do you want to call it?
You can call it, you know,
I
the,
don't even know if it needs to be 200. What are you looking at for price? First, second, third?
yeah, first, second, third, you
You
know?
know,
It's money off the water bill.
150, 25, what are you looking for price?
I mean, you could do 100, 75, and then 25, and do 200.
So that's 200, so can I have a motion to spend $200 to select the Christmas house of the year, I guess we can call it?
I'll make a
And we
motion
should
for
also
that.
put a frame photo
Can I have a
of it
second?
somewhere in here.
I'll second it.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Should do a roll call.
Roll call? Roll call.
Okay. Trustee Panel.
Aye.
Trustee Lopez.
Aye.
Trustee McMahon.
Aye.
Trustee Lisle.
Aye.
President Bing.
Aye.
Trustee Agee.
Aye.
You know, and then people can like, you
Don't
know.
forget me.
I'm sorry. Sorry.
That's okay.
Okay.
I mean, people can sign up at, down here at the village or whatever, or, you know.
Can I have a motion to increase the Christmas budget for our Christmas in Capron this year? How much do we want to make it?
Rachel, you've been doing, I don't know what you've really been doing, sorry.
And what are you looking to do? I guess that's.
Yeah,
We need
I mean,
more details, 'cause-
did you need, you know, do you need more? Do we want to just, you know, start that for next year, you know, since we're so
Probably
close?
started for next year since we're so close to.
So we can table that, I think we need to
I
table
will
that,
okay.
you know,
Include your businesses, see what they think.
that's right.
Okay.
You know,
Because
try
that'll
to give
give
them
us-
some business.
Well, because remember, like when we had the cafe, they would do, you know,
Yeah, maybe the
hot
prizes
chocolate
could be
and
like
stuff.
gift cards for the stumbling for a sandwich or, you know, pizza or something at Rose's.
Get your
or-
businesses involved, they're the
Yeah.
ones making you money.
And that gives
Right.
Bringing
more,
in revenue to this village.
Right.
Yeah.
So can I have a motion to spend $200 on our intergovernmental Christmas party?
I'll make a motion.
Can I have a second?
I'll second it.
Okay, can I have a roll call, please?
Sure, it's gonna be Trustee Lopez.
No.
Trustee McMahon.
No.
Trustee Lacewell.
Yes.
President Bing.
Yes.
Trustee Agee.
No.
Trustee Wolford.
Yes.
Trustee Pennell.
Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry.
4-3 by my count, so that'll happen. Okay. Next, we need to talk about our employees' Christmas bonuses. As I've stated in the past, they've been here a while, they've done a great job. I would hate to have to replace either one of them. It would be a very difficult job to do, and I would like a motion to give each of them a $500 Christmas bonus.
I'll make a motion.
Can I have a second?
I'll second it.
Can I have a roll call, please?
Trustee McMahon.
Aye.
Trustee Lacewell.
Aye.
President Bing.
Aye.
Trustee Agee.
Aye.
Trustee Wolford.
Aye.
Trustee Pennell.
Aye.
Trustee Lopez.
Okay.
Aye.
And everybody, that's good. All right, that works. All right, next, trustee Copaz, you got anything?
No.
Trustee McMahon?
Oh, I do have one thing.
Yeah.
Let's see. I want to talk about that sinkhole at 173 in Capron.
You want to talk about the what?
That sinkhole at 173 in Capron, 'cause it's
Yeah.
getting worse and worse and worse.
Yeah, I know, that's IDOT's.
I know, what are we doing? What can we do? I mean,
I don't know.
Filling it in, but it doesn't say.
I saw a guy
I
go
mean-
down on a motorcycle because of that hole.
right,
I've
it's
gone
getting,
down in that
it's
hole
getting- I don't know if you guys have been back there
myself,
by there the last couple days, it is bad.
I know, I try to almost go the other lane because you don't
I
want to
mean,
go.
the only thing I can think of,
IDOT,
the problem is that's
what needs to
a
take care
drain
of
line
that.
that's
The best
collapsed.
we can
Is
do
that
is
the
clean
one
it
that's
out.
there on the
That's what
south?
we've
Kim?
always done.
Huh,
Is that the one that's there on the south side?
It's right
Yeah.
on 173 and Capron Road, yeah.
so can we contact IDOT again or
We can do
something?
what we can, yeah.
I've already
Yeah.
contacted them. They've come out and actually assessed it, and they won't do anything.
Okay.
I mean,
I've complained
That's an issue.
myself.
I know it is.
Right, but
So
I know
does
it
the
is.
village need to cone it
That
off
whole road's
then,
an issue.
Or
Yeah.
something like that, because somebody's gonna come along there and.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
he said, a motorcycle.
did you hear that, Steve? Can we like cone that off or do something? Because I mean, that's,
We're gonna try, yeah. Yeah, I mean, if IDOT doesn't come out here to do something, we're gonna have to figure something out, but
The problem
I just
is
wanna let you know, it's a,
road.
Yeah.
I mean, we can put a cone out there, but they may come out and take it away and say, you can't do that, it's not your road, it's our road.
But is
Now, if
this-
they're
which
on
I
notice-
understand.
If they're on notice of, causing accidents, then they're liable for those accidents.
Right.
I mean.
That's what's gonna
Why
happen.
they're not fixing it.
But is this
That's all
the
I'm
same
wondering.
section you said that Capron and IDOT had that agreement?
yes, but they voided it. Because
Okay.
they told me, when we were, originally this whole project, let me explain this whole project a little bit to everybody. Like I said, sidewalks have to be ADA compliant. None of the sidewalks downtown are. When they come down into the road, even though they're ramped, the angle of those ramps is not ADA compliant. The only way to fix that is they're gonna have to raise the intersections in town along all of 173 going through town. Between us and Poplar Grove, they're just gonna repave it and widen the shoulders, okay? But in town, they're gonna completely rebuild this, including all the drainage systems and everything, which is why our engineering firm can't design our water main replacement project until IDOT finishes doing the design and giving it to us as far as all the drainage goes. That particular corner is a collapsed drain, okay? So what they told me when they originally did this is they showed me this agreement where the village is responsible for all the parking spaces, all the sidewalks, and all the drainage systems. And it was signed back in like 1990, okay? Because they wanted a sidewalk extended to Casey's. So that's the agreement they made with IDOT to get that done. At the open house, they told me, forget about it, we're paying for the whole thing, we don't have to worry about it, all right? Which is gonna save us a tremendous amount of money, because if we would have to pay for all that, you're talking well over $1 million, okay? So, they're gonna do that. So, I don't know if they're gonna come out and do anything about this corner that we're talking about, and if they don't, then the only option I can see to do is just to fill it in with something as a temporary fix, and just keep filling it in until it's done. But basically what that is it's a collapsed drain, and that's why the pavement is falling through. So we could put something in it, but I'd rather IDOT did it than us, so, okay, all right.
But how long do you go before you
Right.
decide IDOT's not gonna do it?
I don't know.
That's what she's
Yeah,
saying.
that's
Right.
a question.
What are we gonna do?
Right,
The
because
question
IDOT's
I got
already
is
pushed back
if you
that.
start working on it, do you assume liability if something does happen? That would be a question for you.
If you do something and you don't do it right, then we're liable for it.
So there you go. All right, so now we're gonna have to spend.
Honestly, I don't advocate us going out into IDOTs right away and fixing things that they're refusing to fix. I mean, I think you need to keep the pressure on IDOT. It's not our
Okay.
road.
Yeah, I agree
All
with
right.
that.
The IDOT's already pushed the project back so many times that we don't need to
Yeah.
pushing it
Yeah.
back more.
So they're gonna wait till somebody possibly gets seriously hurt
Well,
before
it's
they'll do
just, the
something.
road's gonna get to the point where,
That's
Yeah,
usually,
that's I know.
that usually gets me
Okay.
going.
It's our state.
but they're bigger than we are, okay? So, can't help it. Okay, you got one more thing.
The general, okay, financial report. General fund, we have 1,457,258.95. The MFT fund is 183,233. And then the water fund, we have 482,361. Administrative revenue, expense, we have 349,365.11. Our budget was 570,600. We're at 61%. Elected officials, expenses is 35,658.97. Our budget is 49,800. We're at 71%. Administrative expense is 116,787.11. Our budget is 225,800. We're at 47%. Public works expense, 46,664.09. Our budget is 137,600. We're at 33%. MFT revenue is 33,450.86. Our budget is 62,500. We're at 53%. Then our MFT expense is 0. Original budget is 50,000. We're at 0%. Water and sewer revenue expense is 345,694.99. The budget is 673,300. We're at 51%. Water expense 330,399.20, and our budget is 240. We're at 137%. And then our water expense 220,1377. Our budget is 302. We're at 72%. And that is it.
So this report represents the first 6 months of the year, so income at 50% or above is a good thing, and expenses at 50% or below is a good thing. On the water sewer side, obviously, we're way over. We're at 137% of budget on the water expenses, and that's all due to that water main break at pump house number 3 that had to be fixed. And the sewer expense, we're a little ahead at 72%, and a lot of that was the lagoon that we had to repair. Okay, so I don't anticipate that happening again for the next 6 months, we hope. So we'll get these numbers back in shape. But the bottom line is, if you look at the administrative side, we're under budget enough that we're gonna be able to balance this budget without going into any reserves, because we had a $246,000 surplus to start with, so we're pretty much gonna eat that up for the year, but at least we're not gonna go into the red and disturb the reserves, which is why I was kinda adamant about this playground, because the money's there and we need to use it for something, okay? So, I don't know that I don't think we got a water report, did we?
Nope.
No, we didn't.
Okay, sorry about that, Mr. Pinal. We'll work on that, see if we get you one for the next time. Mr. Pinal, you got it? Let's go down the list.
You
Trustee
got it.
Lacewell, you got anything?
Nope.
Trustee AG?
I gave 3 dates last meeting for Christmas in Capron. Stroll on State in Rockford is November 29th, and I know a lot of people do actually attend that. So the date for the board to pick for Christmas in Capron would either be December 6th or December 13th.
Okay, and I want to remind everybody that the Lions Club's train show is on December 13th.
I think having a lot of stuff in town going on is good, because the
Yeah.
people go from one thing to another.
I think
You've
so.
got the people here.
So the 13th?
Maybe, yeah, because the 6th is like, I know a lot of people, this is Lake Geneva's, and I know a lot of people from town go up to Lake Geneva for their thing. That's just what I know.
And that's that
And
weekend.
Belvedere has theirs on the 5th, I think it is, the parade and all their Christmas stuff.
So then the 13th?
Sounds good to me.
Okay,
Yeah.
What time?
and make a motion to have
It
the
would be the
Christmas
same-
I have a
cake.
question.
It would be
Yeah.
the same time, 5 to
I've
7.
been reading Pritzker's raising taxes and taking money away, he's gonna take the MFT, 85% of it, which means only 15% is going to the rest of Illinois. Isn't that going to affect what we can do?
Say that one more time?
Pritzker's going to take 85% of the MFT for the Chicago Transit Authority.
Yeah, you
Which
betcha.
means we're only gonna get.
Yeah, call your
15%.
representative. That's all we can do, okay? I mean, the RTA, Regional Transportation Authority, which is the 5-county collar area and the city of Chicago, they eat it all up, okay? And if you want to go up against that monstrosity of a
Well,
bureaucracy.
no, they're doing it for the Chicago, which we
Yeah.
don't even take.
I know,
Chicago
I know,
Transit.
it's, you know, if you look at the city of
Yeah,
Chicago versus the
Illinois,
state of
that's why
Illinois, it's like that with
85%
everything,
of it,
so.
Even though it's supposed to
I thought
come.
it was
I
just
think
those
what
5
Liz is
counties,
asking is how's that gonna affect
When I read
the money we have?
How's that gonna affect the MFT
It
for the ones that we
It
get?
shouldn't, it shouldn't affect what we get here much at all.
tax for those 5
Okay.
counties, like a sales
It
tax
shouldn't
to help.
be a big
Oh,
deal.
I think that's what
okay?
it is. Yeah.
Okay.
Right. Okay, so it's gonna be on the 13th? We'll get
Yes.
that on our website?
Would you say
5 to
5 to 7?
5 to 7.
Yeah. Okay. Trustee Wolfarth?
Nothing at this time.
Trustee Pennell?
Nothing?
Okay. I think that's it, so,
I'll make a motion to
Excuse
adjourn.
Okay,
me,
I have a
what
motion
about
to
the
adjourn.
water report? We all got a
What?
letter about water.
Oh, yeah, I want to discuss that, I forgot that.
Blood.
Oh,
Not
the update on our electronic sign?
No,
What?
The lead on the water report.
Iron.
the iron in the
Oh,
water.
yeah, that's not lead, it's iron.
The iron.
Okay?
Sorry.
It's a natural occurring substance, okay? It's not a health hazard, but because it's above the IEPA limit, we had to notify everybody about it by mail, by direct mail. It says in it, it's not a health thing, it's more like for staining your clothes and stuff like that. We monitor it all the time. The problem we have is, an aquifer is not a static body of water, and it changes all the time. The big thing is, we don't have any real chemicals and stuff in it. Lead is a natural element that's gonna show up on, from time to time, and we just have to let you know when it happens. Okay?
You know my iron?
Iron.
Yeah, iron.
So
okay?
can I just say one thing on that? I know we had to send a letter out to all the residents, but is there any way of letting us trustees know before something like that goes out?
We don't know
And then all of a sudden you're getting people calling.
Well, we didn't have a meeting, and it has to be out in a certain period of time.
But you have.
Can't you send an email to all of
Yes,
us?
send an email.
Oh, I could have, yeah, I'm sorry, I could have done that.
Because it's like you got
Okay.
people from town,
Then we don't know.
we're like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, people are
I kinda
posting,
like it
people are
that way, you
contacting,
know?
and because I didn't have mine in the
Right.
mail before.
I will.
I didn't either.
I promise the
They
next
asked
time
me.
I'll let all of you know ahead of time, okay?
That would be
My
great.
fault, my bad, I'll take responsibility for that, okay?
So if that level stays elevated for
Okay.
a certain length of time.
Yeah.
Steve,
As you test this going forward and if it stays elevated, at what point
I
do you
don't
look
know.
to drill deeper?
I don't know, okay? That's something I'll have to talk to Test Inc. about, and maybe the EPA, but because it's a naturally occurring substance and it's not a health risk to anybody, I'm not sure you do anything except monitor it, all right? I could be wrong, so don't quote me on that, but I think that would be a good possibility. If this was coming up with some high phosphorus or something like that, which is organic, that'd be a whole different animal, okay?
And I would also point out that we had to send the letter out
Yeah,
by law, but we are above the limit by 3/1000ths,
doesn't matter.
which is.
They sent us a notice,
Nothing.
and they said, you will send this out, and I had to sign and
But
said I
that's my point,
did.
is
He's
that
just saying it's
just-
not high.
Just.
Yeah.
Just barely.
Yep.
I get that.
You know, the limit's the limit,
Right.
okay?
Point.
Right?
right.
I mean, the limit's the limit, if you exceed it, you exceed it. That
If you
doesn't
keep
matter.
trending up, when do you
Okay,
actually
yeah.
do
Right.
something about it?
So I'm sure the next time we get our samples done, it's gonna be just fine, so it shouldn't be an issue, okay? With that, can I have a motion to adjourn?
Mayor, the sign?
Oh, let everybody know this is good news. We got an update on the sign install. Because we're gonna put it where that post is, the installation's gonna cost us like $4,000 less than what they originally thought. There's a lot less work involved. So, Blue Ribbon and the sign company are gonna work together, and they're gonna get it installed, hopefully. I would like to have it done before the end of the year, but we'll see how it goes. But yeah, it's on its way, okay?
Yay.
Hey, okay.
I got one more thing.
Yeah,
I just want to tell everybody happy Thanksgiving.
Oh, happy Thanksgiving.
Everybody
There you
do,
go.
yes.
Thank you. All right, now can I have a motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Can I have a second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Thank you. That's the longest meeting we've ever had.
That's the way they should be.
Tim, can I have the